Hey guys, it's Crayola and I am back with another video. So things have been super challenging lately, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give a trigger warning. If you have issues with topics like illness, chronic illness, and sorry, that's my dog. That's Indigo, I think. And I don't want to say death because it's not really. It's like loss and dealing with loss. If you have issues with those topics, please don't watch this. I don't want to make anybody feel more upset. Oh, and of course we're gonna talk about not of course because you guys don't know. We're gonna talk about a situation that I'm glad I spoke up for, but the situation should not have happened at all. So if you are ready to hear about that, go ahead and keep watching. So today I am going to be looking at a couple of the products that came in my Lipmonthly. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you, I did not get a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy this month. There was really a lot going on and I couldn't even focus on that. So you guys know that I love to talk about not even like tea, because I'm not a tea channel, but I like to like share my commentary on how I feel about things. And while I really like doing that, this week is gonna be like different. So if you saw my video, my little update from yesterday, you saw that I mentioned that I went to a funeral. And I mean, I hope you guys are okay with me not talking about what's going on the internet. And if you're not, I mean, I guess I'll find out, right? So I'm just gonna be, what I'm kind of doing right now is I'm looking to do like a face appropriate for work. So like that cuts off like right here, because that's where the masks, and now we're wearing double masks. So that's kind of where they are going. So things are gonna be kind of strange, but you know, I'm gonna work it out. Oh, I finally washed my brushes, guys. Well, I washed like half of them. And so the ones that are not clean, I guess I'm just gonna use today. So I think first I'm gonna talk about like the racism situation that happened to me this week. Actually not even this week, 2 weeks ago. So, if you know, oh, this is not the right brush. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, I'm not gonna say anybody keep it to yourself or anything like that, because this is a real situation that happened. I know I said I wasn't going to keep using brushes, but I actually don't mind anymore. Basically, for my costume design class, for those of you who do not know, I am a current like theater major, and actually this video is probably going to be the most that you hear me talk about myself. So in this costume design class, my professor decided, in order to like illustrate a point of hers, or about how like, oops, isn't that where the mask is going? About how what you wear can influence how people treat you, which I feel like we all know that, but she used a picture of TW, Trayvon Martin. If you don't know, this is a very traumatic situation that happened where a 17-year-old was forcibly removed from this earth. He did not voluntarily choose to separate from his life, you know, YouTube and all that. And it was, you know, and so I guess she thought she was doing something like activism related. And like, before I go on, I really have to talk about this idea of white saviorship / white allyship. Like, I used way too much foundation because I'm only getting half of my face. And it's strange that I'm like reviewing lip products when you can't see, except for, you know, on Zoom and whatever. So, no need to contour. but I can definitely put some blush on. So, you know, I reached out to her and I was like, listen, I feel like this was not a great thing that you did. I am concerned that you did this because it seems like you didn't realize how harmful this could be. Well, turns out she didn't care about how harmful it could be because I wasn't the only one who reached out to her about that. This is the Kenia Ontiveros Beauty Blush and Shine Kit. This is so strange, right? Like, this is only half of my face. I don't really see much of a reason to conceal anything. No one's gonna know who I am anyway, so and she was like, well, I guess what I can do is take out the Trayvon Martin picture, and there was like a bunch of other stuff that she said that was, you know, highly inappropriate regarding, and she was just very flippant about the whole situation. This kid was 17, you know, so that was hard to hear. And so, you know, because I didn't feel like she addressed it adequately enough, this situation like went further and ended up going to, I'm the one who took it further, let's be honest. I requested a meeting with her department chair and with one of my voice teachers who is also Black. In fact, she's my only voice professor, which, you know, oh, she's my only Black voice professor. She's not my only voice professor. She's just my only Black one. And that meeting basically was just like, I mean, it was just, here's the thing. I understand that it's very difficult to be told that what you have done is incorrect. I really do. I've been wrong before. It's not fun. But I also feel like, when somebody of the community who you have harmed is coming to you asking you, please do not, like, please change what you've done, please, it's harmful, and you disagree, well, you know, that's something bigger, because she like went on and on and on about how like this was to blame and that was to blame, the pandemic was to blame, and students with accommodations are to blame, and da 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 da, which kind of sucks because, you know something, I'm a student with accommodations. We're gonna talk about that. And so, you know, I ended up filing a bias report and just like everything. And it sucks because I really used to like this professor, and after this situation, I was like, yeah, maybe I drop her class. It's not really what I want to do, but let's move on. This week, I started a new job. I'm very excited about this job. And, you know, if I were a YouTuber who was like more controversial or used more provocative language or something, you know, this is the type of job that I would not keep because of that. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like not my MO. And I teach music. The day before I started with the students, my longtime music teacher passed. That's whose funeral I was at yesterday. I sat with it a little bit before I said anything on social media. Those of you who have been following for a while know that I'm just bad at social media. So I like don't post that much anyway. But this is somebody who changed the trajectory of my whole life. And it's hard to imagine that she's gone. I don't think I can properly articulate how it feels when you've lost someone who has like made you the person you are. Not even just like my musical ability. I mean, everything that I do in the arts, every review that's ever been written about me, every like every performance I've had, every opportunity I've had, is all because of her. Because she taught me, first she taught me how to do music, and she taught me the value of discipline and dedication and persistence. And don't get me wrong, she wasn't a saint. I definitely don't think that. Like, there were times when she was so mean to me, I would be so sad. I'd go home crying. I want to quit. I want to quit. But in the end, like, it was all worth it. I went to school on a music scholarship. I got in, and I, you know, whatever. I went on to like post-grad work, and I continued performing even though that wasn't even my major because of this woman. So okay, so the lipstick I want to use is this Car Cosmetics lipstick. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this beautiful purple. Oh my gosh. So I gotta come up with a look that works with that. And obviously, since I'm feeling a little sad, I have to use Manny MUA, as well as NYX. Those are two of my faves. Okay, so I'm gonna use this Happy Birthday palette by NYX that I got a few years ago. And I'm just going to start with a very neutral, for me, like brown, up right here, up on the crease. Right, so when you have someone who has touched you that much, it gets really difficult to like continue with your normal activities. Like, I've been sitting in essentially a black hole of my emotions. What would my life have been? What was I even doing before I started taking piano? Like, how would I have been different? Would I have ended up in something completely like not me? Nobody knows who I would be. I don't know who I'd be. I don't think anyone. I mean, but then again, like in life, who sits there thinking like I would be this person if not for this? There's always one event that happens in your life that changes everything. And this was that event for me. And so like, so her funeral was yesterday, and because of, you know, Corona, there could only be 50 people there, and I was very sad. I'm still very sad. I am using the Strawberry Dream palette, and I would like to go on the lid. We're just gonna ignore them. I would like to go on the lid with this fun Strawberry Moon. Right here, Strawberry Moon shade. So that's me. That's like, I mean, people just do not know. I didn't get here by myself. I didn't get to what I'm doing by myself. And I certainly didn't have the ability to not only be a music teacher now for children without her. I don't know. I wouldn't have had the courage or the drive to accomplish everything I've accomplished. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I really hope she's proud of me. I hope I do her right. Because if I see her in the afterlife, wherever we go or whatever happens, and she tells me that I didn't fulfill what I was meant to do and I didn't finish her work, or at least continue her work, just send me elsewhere. I mean, I don't even know. Send me elsewhere. Um, I would like some shimmer around, but not like too much. So okay, so this is the Eternal Eclipse palette. I would like actually to I want to take this flare shade and put it over the lid to kind of like accentuate the Strawberry Moon shade, and we will kind of see if this works. So it's a very light. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I want a little bit of sparkle, but not like too much sparkle. Still gotta be professional, right? And then yeah. And then I think what I would like to do is out here, I'm gonna blend out. Would it be crazy to put like a blue out here? Y'all know I love blue. Let me play with this. I'm going to put this haze mixed with this nightfall shade. I'm gonna blend it out, and I think it might work. I'm a little concerned. We haven't even gotten to like what I'm trying to talk about, what I'm trying to review. So let's talk about this idea of like, not even the idea, the reality of chronic illness. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia last week, but it had obviously been going on for much longer than that. For those of you who don't know, it's like fibromyalgia is when your nerves get really excited, either due to like trauma or, you know, whatever. And so you feel pain more. I've been through a lot of pain in my life, physical pain. And so, yeah, so I was like, yeah, okay, makes sense. They don't tell you how terrible it is. You wake up one morning and everything hurts. It hurts to breathe. It hurts to chew anything. It hurts to walk. It hurts to lift your shoulders or your arms, and nobody can tell you what's wrong. No one can tell you why your hands are cramping when you're still in your 20s. No one can tell you, like, you get all these tests done and nobody can tell you anything. It's devastating. So after, you know, a long period of time where things were confusing and all my tests came back normal, they put me on medication for fibromyalgia. And I gotta tell you, like, it works. It wears off. I think you get used to it, but it works. Okay, so let's go in with that purple shimmery nightfall shade. Oh my gosh. Okay, so remember when I said not too much sparkle because I'm still working in a professional atmosphere? I don't think this counts as too much sparkle, do you? So that really sucked. But at least I kind of had an answer. But, you know, along with the whole, like, it being a sign that my former music teacher died the day before I started as a music teacher in the same school system as her, and the fact that on the day that her funeral was, which was yesterday, another old music teacher from elementary school reached out to me. Tomorrow is my diversary. And the, well, you know something, I don't know how things work with type 2, but in the type 1 diabetes community, we try to find the humor in things because we will never be cured. At least they have not come up with a cure yet. Those of you who do not know what type 1 diabetes is type 1 is an autoimmune disorder. It is not caused because you eat too much sugar. It's not caused because you did something wrong as a child. It happens one day because your pancreas just stops functioning. The week that I was diagnosed might have been the worst week of my life, right? I was throwing up all over the place. I threw up in my car. That was fun. I was always thirsty, so thirsty, but everything had to be cold. And the thing is like, you lose weight because you are expelling all the sugar that you're taking in. Like carbs turn to sugar, right? You are expelling all of that. It's going straight into your urine, but you don't know. And so you're constantly drinking mostly sugary stuff based off of what I've heard from other diabetics. You're constantly drinking. You're always tired even though you sleep. I don't know if this eyeliner is like, oh, it is. I'm obviously not using it right. I'm even looking at the small mirror I brought over here. And so like everything was making me sick because I guess my body, like in my body, I kind of felt like I needed to take in more sugar since I was losing the sugar that I had. And obviously that didn't go well. That's basically what led to the whole vomiting situation. By the end of the week, my vision was blurry. That happens because all the sugar in your bloodstream is going also to your eyes, because you know there's blood vessels in your eyes, and it changes the way that you see. My vision didn't return to normal until a couple weeks after. It changes the way that you see. It changes the way your breath smells. It starts smelling fruity. Honestly, I mean, kind of gross, but it changes what your urine smells like. My urine started smelling of yeast, like bread. But on that day, the day that I was diagnosed, I still didn't know what was going on. I was drinking like ice cold soda. I was drinking like slushies with the ice because everything was too warm for me. I had to keep drinking cold things because I was so thirsty. And by the end of that week, I had lost like 15 pounds. And I thought it was just because I was drinking a lot of water. I was like, yes, I'm drinking so much water and I'm losing weight. That's so great. That's good for me. Good for me. Because I've been trying to lose some weight, you know. I remember driving an hour and a half to get home, and with my dogs in the car, and I stopped 17 times to use the restroom. And when I got home, I had doctor's appointments for other things. But I was so exhausted and I had to pee so bad. I was so tired. I was in the office of one of my doctors and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I was sleeping in the chair, in the examination chair, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I might have diabetes." Because I had looked into the symptoms, but I wasn't sure. One of my doctors ran a test on my urine, and she was like, "You're spilling glucose in your urine. You need to go to the hospital." And I was like, yeah, but I have other things to do. I still need to drop off the dogs. The dogs were in my car. Like I had to drop them off. Um, I went to my cousin's, and my cousin has type 2 diabetes, and so she had meters. And she was like, you know what, let's test your sugar just to make sure. And we tested my sugar, and it was greater than 500. She said, you need to go to the hospital. You know, I couldn't think. I was losing time. I couldn't, like, I went to check in at the ER and I couldn't remember my birthday. Diabetes messes you up. I went in, they tested my sugar again. It was over 600. I went back to the room. Like, they didn't even let me go back out to the waiting room for the emergency room. No, they got me a room immediately. They drew some blood, and when they came back, they said, you're lucky to be alive. My blood sugar was almost 700. At that point, my family, well, my mother, had joined me in the hospital, because this was pre-COVID, when you were allowed to still do that. They came in, they said, you have type 1 diabetes. Isn't it funny how, like, things can change in the blink of an eye? I swear to you, like, this was on Valentine's Day. And that's so funny to me, because that whole week people kept giving me candy and I didn't want it because it was like making me feel ill. It made me want to, you know, throw up and everything. And instantly everything that had happened that week made sense. I was in something called DKA, or diabetic ketoacidosis. The way that type 1 diabetes, actually all diabetes, but I have type 1, so I can speak about type 1. The way that it works is that in a normally functioning body, your pancreas makes insulin, and the insulin opens up your cells so that the cells can absorb the carbohydrates that you just ate and turn them into energy. It turns them into sugar and then turns them into energy and whatever. And so that's a normally functioning, you know, whatever. What happens when a diabetic's blood sugar gets too high is that you either don't make insulin or enough insulin for type 1, or your body can't use the insulin efficiently. That's what they say about type 2. But again, I don't really know, because my blood sugar was so high because all week, not only had I been eating and drinking like sugary and carby things because I didn't understand what was going on and I didn't know what was happening, and I was still losing weight. All the sugar in my system went to my bloodstream. The cells couldn't, there was no insulin to open the cells so that they could absorb everything. And so the sugar went to my bloodstream, it went to my urine, it went everywhere but where it was supposed to go, because there wasn't insulin to open the cells. I'm trying to find something that came in my Lipmonthly was this Cargo HD. It's like a lip contour 2-in-1, so it comes with a color as well. And it says that it was formulated for high definition filming. It contains light diffusing pigments to create the illusion of fuller lips. I really don't need fuller lips, so we're gonna try it anyway. I'm not gonna use the color though, so we're gonna see if that works. Oh, and also the jet lag masks that I tried out for you guys, the one that there was a lot of controversy over because of it causing reactions with like essential oils and everything. It was fine for me, and I have sensitive skin. I did do a patch test behind my ear and it was fine. So either they fixed it or it reacts differently to different types of skin. So I think what you do you like, oh, I guess you like fill the bottom, or do you fill the whole thing? I mean, I really don't know why you would fill the whole thing. It also doesn't tell you how to use it. I feel like you would maybe line it like lip liner. Now, this is like a funky situation I've got going on my lips right now. Okay. I am intelligent, but I'm not that intelligent. I don't know how to use this. So I'm going to, I think if it's gonna make your lips fuller, does it have to, okay, I'm just gonna leave it on there, and let's go ahead with this lipstick. So yeah, so tomorrow is the anniversary of when I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Oh, this smells nice. I spent 5 days in the hospital, and then less than a month later, I was back in the hospital again. And then a few months after that, I was in the hospital. 2 months later, I was in the hospital again. And then a week before my birthday, I was in the hospital a 4th time. So that was great. Maybe it's supposed to cover your whole lip, like the shiny stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on this side, I'm going to keep it the way that it is right now. And on the other side, on this side, I'm going to fill in with this shiny substance. And we will see how that goes. Okay, I'm back, and I have to be completely honest with you, I really don't see much of a difference. So just to recap, this was a side where I just did the cargo lip contour around like a lip liner, and this is the side that I filled in. Also, sometimes I put lip liner. And then I went in over that with the Car Cosmetics. I'm confused. This shade is called Red Velvet, but this is very obviously a purple. Have I become colorblind? Does that look like red? Okay. Well, yeah, and so then I went over both sides to see which one made the difference on what was plumper. They look the same to me. They literally look the same to me. But you guys can tell me. I mean, I can like plump up my own lips. I don't need a lip plumper, but not shaming those of you who like lip plumpers and feel like you need them. I just already know that I don't need it. So yeah, so the rest of this is Nick's happy birthday, the Strawberry Dream and Eternal Eclipse palettes for Mini MUA, which I have already reviewed. I mean, oh, and the Milk Kush brow fiber, Kush fiber brow gel. I mean, I like this look. I think this is fun when I'm gonna be in my classroom alone or teaching on Zoom when I'm not with the kids. Because when I'm with the kids, don't forget the other purpose of this video was also to see half a face of makeup. So if you were watching before, I cut off my foundation here. You can kind of tell. And I have highlighter and blush here, like up on the upper half of my face. I did not put any concealer on, and yeah, or color corrector or anything like that. I used mascara. I didn't put lashes on. I'm not sure if that's like considered professional. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking of eyelash extensions, but that's a different video. Here is a mask of mine. This is not the double mask, but here is one. I'm going to put it on. Oh, I don't even have any setting spray. Okay, it's upstairs. Where's my setting powder? Oh, I'm about to put setting powder on so that this whole situation, like, I like this lipstick, right? I don't want to like ruin it more than I have to. Actually, I like this look. Oh no, I forgot. Okay, well, that's just like what I normally do. I forgot that like this is supposed to be for like a mask. Oh, well, no, because didn't I just say I wanted to protect my lipstick? Okay, we'll see. And this is the Fenty Beauty setting powder that I think everybody was talking about not too long ago. It smells delightful. All right, moment of truth. I also got setting powder on my mask. That's fun. Okay. How do I look? Do I look crazy with just like my eyes done? Or, I see now I should have probably put like foundation here. Maybe I should just do my makeup with a mask on. Has anybody thought of that? I mean, I'm satisfied with this look. Tell me what you guys think. Let me see the damage on the inside of my mask. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry about the sadder content because this is real. This is my life. And this is like millions of other people's lives. It is hard living with chronic illness. I try not to let it get me down though. It's just tomorrow really is going to, and already does, remind me of how grateful I am for my life. All right, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, do whatever moves you, man. Feel happy, have a wonderful Valentine's Day, Singles Awareness Day, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna have a wonderful Diversary, so